Let's have a chat about the EV market as a whole right now. What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor. I got the clothing line to prove it. And today, we want to speak about EV stocks. So this is something we've started to do on the channel every couple of weeks. We just take a look at the broader EV market and see how things are looking. I figure no better time to make it than now after the couple of days we have seen in the market. Literally, pretty much every single sector got a lot of value wiped out of them. And EV, for the most part, was no different by any means whatsoever. There was some absolutely insane intraday moves that we will go through today. But the main thing I want to speak about is, do I still see good value in EV plays? What are my favorite ones at the moment? What am I thinking about buying more of? Or what am I kind of staying away from? Because it has been absolutely insane, okay? But I think people are a little bit less afraid now. The 2 hectic days are behind us. We're into a long weekend. People have time to gather their thoughts. We now understand a little bit more about why the market did have this quite substantial correction over the last couple of days. And this 3-day weekend really couldn't have came at a better time. Everybody just needed a few days to cool off, chill out, and just reevaluate a few things. So today we're going to have a look at all of the most popular EV companies, have a look at their prices, what's happened over the last couple of days in particular, speak about what I potentially plan on buying relatively soon, and let's just try and see where we can see a few of these companies going over the next couple of weeks. So right before we get into the video, people, can I please ask you to hit that juicy like button, as it really does help me and the channel out so much. I would appreciate it massively. If you're new around here, what are you waiting for, man? Hit that juicy red subscribe button and join the family. It's completely free. And please drop a comment down below. Just let me know what you think of the EV market in general right now. If there's anything that you are really looking to get into over the next week or so. With that being said, guys, into the video. So this article right here by The Motley Fool is where I want to start the video off, okay? And we're going to start it with why electric vehicle stocks are getting clobbered today. And this was from Thursday, when literally the whole market just got completely and utterly smashed to pieces. So for reference, on this day the Dow Jones was down over 2.5%, the Nasdaq over 5%, and the S&P 500 3.5%. So shares of electric vehicles and related companies were selling off on Thursday afternoon, a day after an investment management company that had been a prominent investor in Tesla said that it had reduced its stake in the Silicon Valley EV maker. Well, here's what things looked like at 1:15 EDT on Thursday relative to their Wednesday closing prices. So first off, we have Graph. Not a company I personally am too interested in, okay? But they were down 8.4%. Hennessy Capital Acquisition, a very popular one at the moment, okay? They were down 2.5%. Not too bad whatsoever. This is Canoe. I made a video on these a while ago. Li Auto, another company who just went public relatively recently, okay? Down 6.1%. Nikola, we all know who Nikola was, down 7.1%. That is what it is. Neo was down 5.5%. Spartan Acquisition, SPAC, okay, they were down 6%. Hyliion was down 10.7%. Workhorse was down 5.9%. XPeng was down 3.7%. The only company who did in any way decently was Lordstown Motors, who was merging with Diamond Peak Holdings. They were down less than 1%. Now after this article, I'm going to go through where, the more popular companies stand as of right now and what I think could happen over the next couple of weeks. But the most important thing to realize here, guys, okay, these stocks and many others were caught in a broad-based sell-off of technology stocks on Thursday, and to be honest, there was a sell-off in literally every other sector as well for the most part. It was extremely hard to find a single company that was in the green on Thursday. Tech did most certainly get hit the hardest, but everything sold off. And a seasoned investor might argue that we were overdue for a day like this. I completely agree. I mean, we all should have seen it coming. I think most of us did. Obviously, it's never a fun time, but it had to happen eventually. And you'll see why when we start looking at just how much a lot of these EV companies have gone up in the last 6 months to a year compared to broader markets. So that's all there really is to this sell-off, okay? No single piece of news, no one company necessarily did anything wrong. Now let's have a look at some of the popular EV companies and what's going on now. So I mean, let's start it off with Tesla, guys. And what a week or two it has been. It's been insane. So 5-day chart, we're down 5.97%, whereas from the very peaks to the very lows, we were actually down nearly 25% people in a matter of a couple of days. You will see here that on Thursday, Tesla actually went down 15% in value. And it didn't get much better at market open. We were down 6% before thankfully closing the day up about 2.7%. Now, as soon as this day was over, we received the news that Tesla did not get S&P 500 inclusion despite 3 new companies being added, and Tesla being worth 9 times the combined total of those 3 companies. So now in the after hours, we're at $391. And honestly, I am not sure what to expect Tuesday in regards to Tesla. Look at the yearly chart, people, okay? At the peaks, Tesla was up very close to 1,000%. As of right now, they're still up 810%. The S&P on the yearly chart is up 15%, people. 15%. That is an absolutely insane difference, and I want you to remember this number of 15% for the S&P, because we're going to use it to compare how a lot of EV companies have performed over the last year. Now, a lot of people should argue that, the Nasdaq would be a better comparison. So if we look at the Nasdaq on the yearly chart, that's still just below 40%, okay? So 15% for the S&P, 40% for the Nasdaq. How is our baby Workhorse doing, okay? On the yearly chart, up 432%, smashing everything to pieces, okay? Workhorse on the 5-day chart, we are actually up. We closed the week up 15%, people. We did see this terrible sell-off here from Wednesday all the way through to Friday, down nearly 15%, yet we closed the week up. Workhorse absolutely smashed it, people. Destroyed the broader market to pieces. Happy days for us Workhorse investors. But I mean, this week, guys, okay, despite everything that happened, despite the immense market sell-off, Workhorse returned in a week pretty much what the S&P 500 has done in the last year. I mean, there's a reason people are so excited about EV stocks. There is so much volatility, so much hype, and absolutely disgusting growth potential. We have to speak about Hyliion, okay? The moves that Hyliion saw were some of the most insane movements literally ever. If we look at Monday to Wednesday, this company was up over 40%. That is not normal, people. If we look at Wednesday's peaks through to Friday's bottoms, we lost 23% in value, but from there, we actually went ahead and we rallied back up 12.3%. Friday was insane. Hyliion was down over 18% at one stage and closed the day in the green. I mean, when does that ever happen? But this is the power these companies have. Go find me another company that did that dropped 18% in a day and closed in the green. And again, guys, on the 5-day chart, Hyliion's up over 30% despite that broader market sell-off. Insane. And I would even like to point out that on the 5-day chart, Tesla's only down close to 6%. I mean, that's in line with the Nasdaq right now. That's actually outperforming the Nasdaq. Now, after hours, we are looking terrible, but still. Diamond Peak Holdings, okay? Monthly chart up 41.5%. Now, on the 5-day chart, we did see a little bit of a sell-off, okay? We were coming off an absolutely amazing run. We dipped down over 10% initially. Since then, we're back up. It's been a little bit messy in general, but all in all, guys, I genuinely think that Diamond Peak is offering one of the best opportunities out of any of these companies by far at these current price points. And I mean, if we look at Thursday, we went down about 0.5%, people, compared to the broader market. Absolutely fantastic hold up from this company, and genuinely I expect just a massive boom from these guys very soon. Let me talk to you about NIO stock for a minute, which is basically just a mini Tesla. I mean, they are following Tesla so closely. So on the 5-day chart, they're actually up 4.29%, but again, from the peaks, they were down nearly 20%, they still are down 14%. But again, if I bring you to the monthly chart, we're up 29%. And if I bring you to the yearly chart, we're up over 500%, people. So you see this massive pullback, this crash that people are speaking about in regards to these EV companies. All you have to do is look at the monthly charts, the 6-month charts, the yearly charts. The growth is still absolutely disgusting. And I mean disgusting. And the thing is, this is literally happening all across the board with pretty much all of the big name EV companies. It's not just Tesla or Workhorse or Hyliion, it's the large majority of these companies. Even Nikola is up 1.5% on the monthly chart. Now, on the 5-day chart, they're not. They are down, where are we? Over 13.5%. And since the reverse merger, they're actually only up about 168%. They had come all the way down to only $30 a share from peaks of what I'm pretty sure was over $90. So Nikola hasn't performed well, but even the company that has performed pretty much the worst recently is still up pretty much 150%. I mean, guys, what other industry is doing that right now? Then we have another SPAC, okay? Kensington Gap. Wednesday we went public. We're up 125%, people. That is nuts. Now, I know I haven't made a video on these guys yet. They look very exciting, okay? I won't get too into it right now. I haven't bought and I don't plan on buying at these prices. If I miss out, I'm fine with it. I have so much exposure to EV as it is. But I mean, that is insane. The 2 worst days that the market has seen in a very long time, up 125%. So these guys are taking part in a reverse merger with QuantumScape, and this will create a company with a valuation of $3.3 billion, and this is expected to close by the end of the year. So I can see why people would get involved now. It's going to close very soon. You know, with a lot of other SPACs, we have to wait a little bit longer. QuantumScape is a battery company connected to Volkswagen. Very exciting stuff, you know, a play on batteries. But anyway, the worst days the market's seen in such a long time, and they smashed it. The point I am trying to make here, guys, is EV has been destroying literally everything else for months and months now. And guys, honestly, the pullbacks that we saw were very little. Highly on again, I'm going to use an example, okay? They were up pretty much 200% at the peaks, very close to it on the monthly chart, that is. A 9.85% pullback. So the Nasdaq on the monthly chart was up 5.31%. It then proceeded to pull back over 5% and is now down for the month. I mean, do you see the point I'm trying to make? Our pullbacks may have been a little bit higher in some circumstances, but if you just have the ability to look at more than 2 days worth of a stock chart, barely anything happened. Are these dips good buying opportunities? A lot of the time, I'm going to have to say yes. Is Highly on a good buy at $50? Genuinely, I would say yes. The merger is happening very, very soon, and I think the general consensus is that we could very realistically see an $80 to $100 share price literally within a couple of days of that merger. Obviously, a big pullback could happen, but still, that is not something you are going to get very often. Let's speak about Tesla stock. Is that a good buy at $391? Honestly, from a long-term perspective, yes. If you're going to hold the stock for more than 5 years, yes. Now, Tesla's a little bit more complicated. I think it has a considerable bit more room to run lower, but I tried to time the market with Tesla and I missed out on hundreds of percents of gains. I myself won't be buying at these price points, but you can bet if we start to approach $350 plus, I'm going to be ready to buy Tesla. It really is that simple. Is Workhorse a buy at this price? I bought 80 shares this week alone. Let that speak for itself. People love EV because there is so much, and I mean mind-blowingly so much growth potential in these companies with very short time horizons for those growth catalysts to begin happening. More often than not, you only have to wait a month, maybe 2-3 months for a major catalyst to come into play. Whereas with a lot of other companies, you could literally wait years and get no major growth catalyst near as much as these EV plays. Is NIO stock a buy at these levels? I think it's a fantastic buy at these levels. Given our last quarter and given the August delivery numbers, any sort of a pullback, I mean the pullback we saw was 12%. I think it's a great price. And I have a cost basis of 12 something in NIO, and I am considering buying more at these prices. Look at the last time we got a major dip. What happened? It took a little while, but we shot up in value, and this will remain true for pretty much every EV play you look at. Are we in a bubble? I don't think so whatsoever, people. These EV stocks are the future. I've said it in previous videos. EV is inevitable. It has to happen at some stage of life. Yes, there are a lot of plays out there that you may want to be out of within a month, 2-3 months, but there are also a lot of plays out there I plan on holding for very, very, very long periods of time. I'm going to bring you back to Workhorse, for example, just because it's my favorite company in the world, the company I have the most money in. Am I going to sell these guys if we get to $50, $60, $70 a share? No. Will I sell them if we get to $100 a share? Honestly, no. Because when you start looking into EV and the potential these companies have in the long term, it gets immense, and that is why so many people are excited about them. So should you be upset about these red days? No, they are literally giving you an opportunity to buy quality companies that you love at a cheaper price. Let's go to the Nasdaq stock chart. Here, people were saying it was overvalued, okay? It had gone up so much, it was nearly at pre-crash levels. What happened? It just went up another 20-something% in maybe 5 months. In my private Discord group yesterday for my patrons, I sent in a message, and in that message I said I've made the decision to not sell anything today. That was on Friday, okay? Thursday, a lot of people lost 5+% values in their portfolio. Friday's opening was horrific. It was worse than Thursday. By the end of the day, my portfolio was in the green. I didn't sell anything. If I did, it would have been at a massive loss. That's why I don't try and time the market. I've probably been shouting this whole video, but I just get passionate about EV in general. So guys, honestly, that's my update on EV right now. The red days some of these companies have may have been a little bit more than the Nasdaq or the S&P or the Dow Jones, but look at the growth they've had compared to every single one of those indexes over the last 6 months to a year, and you will soon realize that it does not matter. And again, in my opinion, EV is literally only getting started, and if you have any sort of a long-term mindset and will be willing to hold these companies for a considerable period of time, you're going to end up making a lot of money. But guys, I'm going to leave it there. I could speak about EV and shout into this camera and mic all day long. I love it with a dying passion. I think everybody knows that at this stage. So guys, if you have watched this video until the end, I really do appreciate you. You are helping me out so much. And you, my friend, are a true legend. So thank you for being here and showing your support. If you haven't yet, could I please ask you to hit that like button, drop me a comment and subscribe if you're new around here. It really would mean a lot to me. And again, I want to remind you all that my private Discord group is now live. We have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of investors in there chatting all day, every day. If you want to join the community, guys, hit that first link in my description and sign up to become a patron. You will get full access. But has what happened over the last couple of days changed my mindset in regards to EV or literally any of my other investments? No. Has it made me put more money into my brokerage so that I can pick up some juicy deals next week? Yes. But anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day. I will see you for the next video. Peace.